Well, as Kermit says, it's not easy being green. Well, it's probably easier than listening to the Nice Guys on Business podcast. Whew, now that takes fucking effort.
Look, I love the fact that he wants to rent his car for a few $100s, but I'm like, does he really need the money? Of course, it just goes to prove that everybody is broke. We're all just broke at different levels.
The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that greed, for lack of a better word, is good. Greed is right. Greed works. Greed clarifies, cuts through, and captures the essence of the evolutionary spirit. And greed, you mark my words, will not only save Teldar Paper, but also the Nice Guys Fuckery podcast. Most days, they take their meds. This is not one of those days. Welcome to Fuckery with the Nice Guys. No interviews, no business content. Just your two favorite slack-jawed mouth breathers ranting about whatever. Now, strap yourselves in for Nice Guys Fuckery with the kings of fuckery, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
All right, we are rocking and rolling. This was on me today. I actually am 15 minutes. I wouldn't call it late because there was forewarned, so I gave you 10 minutes.
Oh, notice. I see. You see, I was going to say time to put this date on the calendar that Doug was late. But according to Doug, if there's fair warning, and by the way, let me define fair warning.
Could
here.
You please?
Let's see. Doug texted me at 5:22, so that was 8 minutes warning that he was going to be late. I don't think that in instances where I've given you 5 or 10 minutes warning that you've given me the credit for being like, oh, that's okay. As long as you let me know 2 minutes ahead of time.
Very similar to JJ in my house, my relationship with you, I am always right. Well, so I was living the lifestyles of the rich and famous in the later part of the afternoon today because I was in Malibu, and Malibu is synonymous for no cell signal. You'd figure with all these rich people living in a place like Malibu, you'd have good cell reception.
Right?
No, they don't. They don't. You know why? They don't care because they have other people working for them. They don't need cell reception. They just get in a helicopter and zoom off to wherever they're going. So
got it. Yeah, and that was the message I got from Doug, and that was immediately what I thought as well. Sorry, I'm running late. I'm coming home from Malibu.
I was working in Malibu. I wasn't enjoying I was enjoying myself because me, I only do things for work and money that I enjoy doing. So today was a rental day, and it wasn't my car rental day. It was for a Wagoneer that I had. I guess, what do you call it when you find a car?
Oh, so it's one of those subcontracted.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I am now opening up my new favorite beer, my Lucky 11. I'm opening that up. I'm going to have a little sip here. Mm-hmm. I was so excited to be able to come home, not only to talk to you, Strickland, of course, because Thursdays are my favorite days of the week because we get to record. But I knew I was going to be drinking a beer while talking to you and then discussing another really fun subject that I want to talk about for a few minutes. It's not war. It is not about war. Did you listen to, now this is Thursday, April 9th. Did you listen to The Daily yesterday, or maybe it was even today?
No, I haven't listened in a couple of weeks.
So. Unmasking the creator of Bitcoin. Now, did you realize that the founder of Bitcoin, who is this a pseudonym, the guy's name is Satoshi Nakamoto. Have you ever heard of that name?
No, I did in my 1440 digest, though. I read that this morning.
Oh,
so that's my primary source of news, unless it's like, okay, what the hell is happening right now? Because, our president is a crazy nutball with his finger on the button. So I got to check every couple hours and make sure that we're not, I was going to say, make sure we're not at war, but I should say not more at war than we were earlier in the day. I read that the guy that invented Bitcoin is anonymous and has been for a long time. And
Right.
the biggest reason, or at least let's say one of the reasons he wants to stay anonymous, is because it's estimated that, if he's the inventor of Bitcoin, he's like, you know what? I'm going to take the first 100 of these things for myself, or 1,000 of these things for myself, and then we'll give the rest to everybody else. So he's presumably worth about $70 billion right now.
Right. One of the wealthiest guys in the world. He has 1,100. He's got 1.1 million Bitcoin.
Jesus.
So worth something in the $70 billion range, like you said. So the guy from the New York Times who was doing an investigative analysis, like he's investigating, like, well, who is this Satoshi Nakamoto? And it was an hour-long version of the Daily. And if you know the Daily, typically they're like 20 minutes long. Right. So it was like an hour long. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so great. The guy supposedly, it came down to forensic handwriting investigation. Like the guy uses so Satoshi Nakamoto wrote this white paper, and he was in the game for about 2 years as a pseudonym, but nobody really cared because Bitcoin wasn't around. So he would write all these white papers and write all of this stuff, and he would use a certain grammar. Like some of his words would be spelled in English, and some of them would be spelled in American English and UK English, right. Color, COLOR versus COLOUR, and like dashes where they should or shouldn't be, and quotes where they should or shouldn't be. And this investigative reporter determined that it was one of maybe 1,000 people in this original group that was all like talking about blockchain and Blockstream and all of that. And then what it came down to was like 8 people based upon the grammatical use that Satoshi Nakamoto versus these other 8 people. And they came up with one guy, and they did all this. This guy did years of investigation, and it's this guy named Adam Back. And Adam vehemently denies that he is Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yeah, because that's funny, because I don't think that was the name that I saw in 1440 today. But go ahead, keep going. I'll double check it.
So there's a few things that point to why he really can't come out of anonymity right now. One is because whatever he is doing with his company called, I think, Blockstream, is going to be doing a IPO. And they need to know what his connection is with Bitcoin. And he has to, it's a legal paper. The SEC needs to see this information. And if he lies on that, then he could go to jail, because it would be like, what's it, like insider trading or something like that. Like he knows more about it than he's really letting up that he knows. Anyhow, the other thing is because this guy, Adam Back, or whoever has that 1.1 million shares of Bitcoin, only that person has the key to unlocking the Bitcoin. So it's kind of like having the password to your to an internet account. And if you don't have the password, nobody's going to give it to you, and you can't get it. There's no recovering the password. So he has these keys, and the keys give him access to this 1.1 million shares of Bitcoin. Okay. So speculation says that, forget the fact that he would be lying to the SEC if they did this IPO and he didn't come forward that he is Satoshi Nakamoto. But if he has 1.1 million shares of Bitcoin, he could be the subject of what's it called when you're like blackmailed or not blackmail. Yeah. But anyway, you could get basically kidnapped, and somebody could hold you for ransom. And unless you pay them, they could, well, not that you're going to be worth anything dead, but they're going to get the money from you. So the only way that we will find out if Adam Back is indeed Satoshi Nakamoto, according to what he is telling the New York Times and what the New York Times has confirmed, is if he dies, whoever he left those to would have to be given the key so that they have access to that. So,
or it would just be fucking stuck forever, right? God forbid, he dies tomorrow unexpectedly and he hasn't done anything, like nobody else knows the passwords.
Wow, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Could you imagine dying with all of that money, with $80 billion, and the people that you left it to had no way to get it?
Damn, that would suck. That would suck.
That would really suck. That would suck.
And if you've got
Anyway.
$80 billion, why are you messing with IPOs and business?
That's the other thing I don't understand. Is like at some point, don't you say like, does Jeff Bezos at some point does he say, let's put everything on sale today, free? I mean, couldn't he just do? How many days could Amazon stay in business if, based upon their current volume, they just gave away all of their products?
Now I'm dying to know what is the. Well, the thing is, with a lot of Amazon products, they don't actually own them; they're just sort of the go-between. But still, what is an average
Amazon stay
daily
business
sale?
If they
Hold on. What are
away
okay? I got to figure out what are Amazon's
products
average
based upon
daily total
today's
sales.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's my question. So my question is, how long would Amazon stay in business if they gave away products based upon today's sales? And the short answer is not long at all. Likely days, maybe weeks at the most. Revenue versus cost. Amazon generates hundreds of billions of dollars in annual revenue, 500 billion, but the revenue isn't profit. It pays for inventory warehousing. Profit margins are thin. Amazon retail margins are very low, often just a few percent or less. Their profits really come from AWS and ads, not the physical products. Oh, that's interesting. But tough reality check. Amazon might have tens of billions in cash, but it would burn through 1 to 3 billion per week in this scenario. That puts the survival range in a few weeks, which is cool. Strickland, think about this. If we did not collect money from any of our customers, how long would we be able to stay in business? About the same amount of time as Amazon.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So we really are on an equal playing field at Amazon. We just don't feel that way.
Mm-hmm. Well, Amazon does 1.5 on average, 1.5 to 1.75 billion dollars with a B in sales every day.
Every day.
That's insane. That's nuts. And on a busy day, like a prime day, right? They've got all these.
Love those prime days.
Revenue can exceed $3.5 billion a day. That's crazy.
God, I have Mustang hat head today. I drove the Mustang. I drove my Mustang to the shoot because I wanted them to see what the Mustang was so that they would find.
So how did you get the other car to the shoot?
Oh, so that's the whole thing. So I don't go to the shoot when I rent somebody else's vehicle. I have them take it. I just like to make money when people take their own car to the shoot, and then I mark up their services. And you know what's even cooler? The guy that hires me to do this, because he doesn't want to do the legwork. He's like, this is amazing. I just call you, I give you what the budget is, and you go find somebody and you negotiate with the person. And then you can, I don't care how much you make, Doug, you could give the guy 5% and you keep 95%. As long as our models are happy and my production team's happy, I don't care. So I always think about it. And I'm like, I don't ever want you to have to make another call for searching for something other than me. And this past week I did a Volkswagen, I did a Wagoneer, and I did a Bronco also. And I did an Australian sheepdog.
Now, you say you go to all of these shoots or just
No. I very rarely go to the shoots that I rent out somebody else's car, but I'll go to the ones, of course, that I rent mine. But today I just wanted to go just to meet the guy that rented the Wagoneer. One, because it's Malibu and it's only about 40 minutes from me. So I thought that was an easy drive. Just, it took 2 or 3 hours of my schedule. But this guy also has a lot of other cars that he has in his inventory. I don't even know why this guy wanted the gig. He lives in an $8 million house in the hills of Malibu. He's got like 15 old cars that he has or has access to. And look, I love the fact that he wants to rent his car for a few $100s, but I'm like, does he really need the money? Of course, it just goes to prove that everybody is broke. We're all just broke at different levels.
True.
Because he lives in an $8 million house in Malibu, but he needs to rent out the other 4 properties that like small houses he has on his property, because property taxes, his mortgage payment, he's got a boat that needs a new engine, all of the things. So he was listing all these things. And all I kept thinking is, guy lives in a fucking $8 million house. What does he need with $300 for today's, or whatever it was for today's rental? But he needs the money.
Wow.
So,
okay. You see, now I got to look that up, because what are the property taxes on an $8 million house? Okay. How many zeros? 800,000 million.
all right, I'm going to take a guess before you tell me the answer. Let me guess. Okay. I'm going to say
house in Malibu.
Okay, don't answer it. Don't come up with the answer yet. I'm going to say the property taxes are probably somewhere in the area of, let's see, $1 million would be about 1,000, so 1,000, 8,000. So I'm going to say it's going to be between $70,000 and $90,000 a year in real estate taxes.
That's pretty close. This is 96 to 116,000 per year.
Yeah. Because for $1 million property, it's about 12 grand a year. So wow. I just did the math.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not good at maths, but I could even do that one. I don't know how do people have that money?
Mm-hmm.
What do they do? What do people like that do? All of these houses that are along the Malibu coast, they're all houses that are, $8 million to $25 million.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all filled. It's like every house has a body in it. There's people in it, and they're usually way, way too big houses for the small family that lives in the house. So it's not like you have multiple. Now, are these all like company owners or executives? I mean, and a lot of times it's not even their primary residence either.
That's crazy. Who knows?
Yeah,
it's the 1%, right? That's who they are, and you see all of them because you're near Malibu.
No, well, it's different than that. I will grant an exception. It is not just the 1% here, because Strick, you and I and many people in our community are the 1%. It's the 0.1%. It's that person that has got this so much money sitting in either real estate. Like he said, look, I was going to buy my new boat engine using money that I was taking out of the stock market, but I'm not taking any money out of the stock market right now because the market's so down. So I'll take every $500, $300 I can get from a car rental as possible. Okay.
Okay. Doug, the car broker.
Yeah, man. I'm enjoying it. I really am. I think it's fun.
Glad you're liking it.
So what's going on in the world of Strickland Bonner? What's happening in Austin, Texas?
Gosh, I don't know. Vera's getting ready to graduate in about 5 weeks, and she's crazy busy with that stuff. My band is rehearsing, and things are going well there. I'm going to see some concerts. Have you ever heard of Big Head Todd and the Monsters?
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Yes, I've heard of Big Head Todd, but we knew Big Head Todd differently. Our neighbor, whose name is Michael, has a band that he put together, and they have a cat that used to come and visit their house, and they used to call the cat Big Head Todd. So that's I don't know the band, but I do know the cat. So tell me about Big Head Todd.
Honestly, I know very little about them. I couldn't tell you one song that they've done, but Vera's a fan, and I saw that they were coming to town, like a venue that's like 15 minutes from us. So I got us tickets, and it's like an outdoor fun venue, but not like Meriwether Post Pavilion, you know, where you can hold 5,000 or 10,000 people. This is a venue that holds, I don't know, 1,000 people, maybe, or smaller. So I got us tickets for that. And so that is not next Saturday, but the Saturday after. And then the Sunday after that, I'm going to see Bruce
Springsteen?
see Springsteen. Yep.
Really? Have you ever seen Bruce Springsteen before?
I have never seen Springsteen. Now, I wouldn't call myself a huge Springsteen fan. Like there's a bunch of his stuff that I really like. Right. And I had opportunities to go see him in like the 80s and 90s.
Right.
But it was like Born in the USA. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, he's obviously famous for putting on 3 and 4 hour concerts.
Yeah,
he's
he's an entertainer.
I like Springsteen, but I don't know that I like him that much. Right.
Okay. So now
And
that he's
then-
older, is he only doing 90-minute concerts now? Or is he
Well, apparently he's still doing 2.5 hours or more.
right?
But his European tour a year or two ago, and I think he did some US dates too. He would come up with a set list, but it would change every night, and he would throw stuff out like just off the cuff and make it up as he went along, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then he did this Broadway show. It was like a one-man show,
Right.
with a lot of his music, and it was about him, and it was very structured.
Was he actually the star, or did somebody
No,
else?
it was
star
actually,
Bruce Springsteen?
he was actually the star.
Wow.
I really don't know
Okay.
much about the show.
Okay.
But what he said he learned from that show was about how to sort of pace an audience in a show. And he said, yeah, I used to go out there and I would just put it all out there. But I didn't really have sort of a pace. And I really wanted I want my shows to flow better. So that's when he decided to lock down more of a set list that would change a little bit, but not all the time. And that set list included a bunch of stuff from his first and second album, which he doesn't do a lot of. And I really like that stuff.
You know, what's interesting about what you're saying, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you here. Let me just interject here and then you can continue. But think about your career as a band leader for a wedding band. And I think about my career as a bar mitzvah DJ, and it was all about the pacing. It was all about when do you know when to tell that joke that lands every time? When do you know when to play that song that's going to fill the dance floor instead of playing it right before meal is going to be served, right after the meal gets served, so you can continue on. So how critical is the pacing? Yes, I agree. I think you and I both always put it all out there as entertainers. But I think we put it out there as entertainers, understanding really early on in both of our careers how to pace a party, because without the pace, you're just another guy playing music.
Right. It's so critical. And we would finish up dinner, and let's say we're trying to get the dance floor going. And like sometimes you get a wedding and it's like, it's a little bit like pulling teeth. And then you finally get everybody up and you get a full dance floor, and the schedule says, time to cut the cake at 8, right? And the caterer comes to you at 7:30 and says, hey, we're going to cut the cake early. And I'd be like, the fuck we are. I'm like, I finally got these people on the goddamn dance floor. We are sticking to the fucking schedule. You are not going to clear my goddamn dance floor now that I finally got them right on here.
And what the caterer actually heard was, no, I'm sorry, we can't do that because the client really insists that we do it this other way. Strickland would never have said it that way that he presented it here, because he had to make friends with everybody at the event.
Exactly. It would not be said like that. It would be said much more diplomatically. And even if the caterer came to me and said, hey, the bride wants to do the cake cutting now, is that okay? I'd be like, let me go talk to the bride. I'll be right back.
Right. Yeah, we all know about the relationship is the key aspect of any good event, and without that, it breaks down. So anyway, so getting back to the Bruce story. Okay, so he's learned through his Broadway show the importance of pacing and timing, and all of that is critical in entertaining a crowd.
Yeah. And I looked over his set lists from his last tour, and I'm like, that's some really good stuff. I would like to go see him. And dude, I mean, he's in his late 70s. I
know. I
mean, come on, he's not going to be around forever. And I've seen some amazing concerts. I mean, you've probably seen those t-shirts that like, I may be old, but I got to see all the cool bands, right? Look, I did get to see all the cool bands.
Yeah.
But I've never seen Springsteen. And I'm like, you know what? I really want to. Now, that's the good side.
Small venue, big venue.
No, it's an arena. But it's not a stadium, right? I've never been to a stadium concert. It's just too big. You're too far away. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. So
like anything else, as long as you're in the first 8 rows, it doesn't matter. It could be a stadium concert for all I care.
And what's interesting is, so we've got, this is an arena, like the Moody Arena or something. So this probably, I don't know, holds 15,000 people or something.
Yeah.
But they're selling tickets all the way around. Now, it isn't advertised as a stage in the round. Mm-hmm. It's advertised as regular, but I got somewhat reasonably priced seats, kind of in the back right corner of the
Not
stage.
behind the stage, but in the
Well, it's pretty much like right at the corner behind, but it's like the third row of the bleachers, right?
Got it. Okay.
So I'm going to be like relatively close, but looking at their back. But I have to believe if they're selling tickets all the way around that there's going to be some attention and action that way. And that, they got screens and shit. So look, we're going to see what happens. He has said, I don't know if the tour has actually started yet, but people have complained about how he's getting all political with Trump and shit. And he basically said,
he's totally getting political. I mean, he's always been a political guy, but I've seen him recently just go off on on Trump. Not that I don't think Trump deserves it, but I've seen him go off on social media.
Oh yeah, he has. And people have said like, hey, what is the deal? And he was like, oh yeah, it's going to be political and you can fuck the fuck off if you don't like it. Really? I mean, that's exactly what he has said. So that's the only thing I'm a little worried about is that.
Why? Your politics are his politics.
Well, the thing is a lot of his political songs are ones I'm not that crazy about. It's like the sort of stripped down basic, like, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. So yeah, I don't have any problem with whatever he's going to say. It's just, I don't know that, I'm going to like if he does a lot of those songs, I don't know. So I'm looking at his tour schedule. It looks like he's playing the Kia Forum in California tonight. So tonight might be the first show of the tour. I'm not sure.
That's in LA.
Yeah. Kia Forum. Exactly. Yeah, it says Inglewood, but it's LA,
Got it. Well,
that should be so fun. Who knows? I was going to try to find like his set list, but I don't think, here, let's see if he's played one. Set list 2026. Oh, no. Oh yeah, he has done a couple of shows already. Here we go. April 13th. No, that's coming up. April 9th. Oh no, here we go. April 7th. Kia Forum. Let's see what he played.
Okay. You see what he played. Oh, got it.
Yeah, because you can go, like, there's all these sites now. This is called setlist.fm. And it goes into, it shows you basically every show, every song that he played. So, yeah, so it's like Promised Land, Hungry Heart, Murder Incorporated, American Skin, Long Walk Home. Yeah, it's a lot of the.
I don't know most of those songs.
I know that's the thing. It's a lot of them that I don't know either. Death to My Hometown, Clamp Down. Yeah, this is like a lot of shit that I don't. I mean, I'm still going to enjoy the show. It's going to be fine. Let's see what else. 10th Avenue Free. Yeah,
I know that song. I know
this set list actually.
You always want, like, if the Police come and they don't play Roxanne or Message in a Bottle, you're like, what the fuck, Sting? Where are you going with this? I mean, I want to hear some of those classic Police songs. You're going to play something like obscure. Great. I'm happy to hear it, but can you just lead with most of your greatest hits? You have so many greatest hits.
Yeah, but he doesn't care about that. At least
it's like seeing the Eagles and them not playing Hotel California.
Yeah. Well, but it's funny because I'm looking at the set list, right? Dancing in the Dark is on there. Born to Run is on there, right?
So Courtney Cox will be there then. Right? Isn't that what that means?
But like, to me, Rosalita, right?
Yeah.
And Rosalita is one that I know, at least he used to do pretty much every show. And I don't see it on here.
It's like Billy Joel not playing piano, man. What's up? Come on. Hey, speaking of politics, can we just talk for just a quick second? Because I just have some questions. I'm not 100% sure because I'm not really learned in the world of ceasefires, but I want to ask you just a couple questions because I know that you can lend your expertise to this. Okay. You and I sit down and we have a negotiation for what's included and not included in a ceasefire. We write those points out, right? And we write those points out and we share them with both sides. We share them with your constituents on in your government and in your citizens, and I share them with my citizens and everybody that represents me. Now, if either party strays from those conditions, then we have violated the ceasefire. There should be no misunderstanding in what is included and not included in the ceasefire. So we do these 10 points and we say, this is what or 15 points, this is what we want in our ceasefire. They say, this is what we want. Here's our points. Number one thing is, okay, U.S., you cannot bomb anything in Iran. And we agree and we decide that we're not going to do that. We have not said that we are not going to continue, and Israel is not going to be involved in stopping the Lebanese bombing. We're just not involved in that. That's the Israelis. Now, they say that they did not agree. I'm getting confused here. I just want to make sure I understand. If we all agree that these are the points, aren't those the points?
Yes, except that we have a president who, in his last 4 years in office, lied approximately 30,000 times. And so, you can't believe a fucking word out of his mouth. That's
but this isn't just a president lying. Isn't there a piece of paper that we have both signed that says, here is what we've agreed upon? We've agreed that we're going to have the Strait of Hormuz opened, or is it going to be closed during the ceasefire? Opened or closed? Bombing of Lebanon, yes or no? Taking out our entire civilian population, yes or no? Is there going to be any bombs? I mean, you would think that those would be like the main points. How is there any confusion over what is supposed to be and not a part of the ceasefire, other than just there should be no interpretation? It says right here that the Straits of Hormuz are going to be opened. It says right here that the U.S. and Israel will or will not be involved in bombing of Lebanon. Isn't it that simple? It seems like it would be.
I saw a post, and there's just so much shit flying around. I don't know what is actually real versus what people are fucking making up and shit. But I saw a post.
We lost Strickland. The government has obviously intervened with our recording of this episode, and we lost Strickland Bonner. I'm not sure if it was because of the internet. I'm not sure if he was possibly assassinated. I don't know. I don't think he was assassinated, but we'll be right back. Cue Girl from Ipanema music. Hold on. We'll be right back.
Yeah,
okay,
what happened?
And he's back.
You or me or what happened?
I don't know. I was sitting here just minding my own business, and I was either concerned of two things: one, the government intervened in our recording, or secondly, that you got assassinated, which would have been challenging. I don't see any holes in your window behind you, and no blood on you. So I'm assuming you remain uninjured.
Yeah, I think is. Okay. I don't know what happened. Okay. Everything was fine. And
so let's get back to the point of how is there any confusion if you have a list of stipulations to the ceasefire? How is there any confusion over those? You'd figure that negotiation 101 is make sure that we are all on the same page when it comes to negotiation. Yeah,
except that, of course, Trump has said on numerous occasions over the last couple of weeks, yes, I'm talking to Iran and they're ready to give me everything I want. And then Iran goes, no, there's no open lines open. We don't want to fucking talk to Trump. And if you want to negotiate, you're going to have to do it through somebody else. And he just fucking keeps lying.
Okay. All right. So this is good. So I like where you're going. So Pakistan became the intermediary between all this. But I think ultimately what it comes down to is, you and I are, I'm selling a car and you're negotiating to buy the car, and you offer me $1,500 and I say, great. So $2,500 it is, right? And you say, no, I just said $1,500. Great. Well, you're going to write your check for $2,500 directly to Doug Sandler. And you say, no. I'm saying $1,500. Absolutely. We are on the same page. It's $2,500. So Pakistan has to get involved because Pakistan is friends with Iran and they're friends with us, or to a certain degree, friends with us. And they negotiate the deal. And both Pakistan and Iran say, no, that's not what you guys said.
Yeah. And that was it. I mean, we got called out by Pakistan. So in your version of this, like selling the car.
Yeah.
Okay. The way I see it is, okay, here's the contract. Yeah, I'm selling the car to you, Doug, for $1,500. All good. And then you come out and you see this car up on blocks. And you're like, what the hell? I'm like, well, the tires weren't included. And you're
Right.
like, what are you talking? I bought the whole fucking car. So, oh no, this contract didn't specifically say it includes the tires.
Oh my
I'm
God.
keeping the fucking tires. It's your problem to get new tires and get, no, but the reality is, from what I've seen, Pakistan basically tweeted out or showed, like, here is the document. It specifically said, you and your allies, hello, Israel, will stop bombing us, specifically including Lebanon. It specifically included Lebanon. And we said, okay. And Netanyahu was like, nah, it doesn't include me. Fuck that.
I did not agree to that. And they just continued to bomb the shit out of Lebanon.
Yeah.
So, okay. So now, at what point does somebody say, you know, we really don't have a ceasefire anymore? Now, how it's not a fragile ceasefire.
Well, they did that. I mean, Lebanon, Iran basically said, what the fuck are you doing? No, the strait's not open. No, this is bullshit. And Trump's like, no, Lebanon wasn't included. And I don't have any control over Benny Netanyahu. I don't know what he's doing.
Okay.
And they went, fuck you. They're like, this is such bullshit. This is the third time you've told us you want a ceasefire and the third time you fucking violated it.
So they closed the straits again, and no ships are getting through except for the ones that Iran wants to let get through. And I get that. And at what point does Trump say, you know what, you guys, you're like, Trump isn't following the rules. Iran thinks that they are following. I mean, I don't know. Like, I so want to believe Trump, but I've been led down this false path so many times. It's like, I can't believe him. I really do believe Iran. I really do at this point.
That is what is really fucking sad, is that I think most people who have any inkling of what's going on, who've been paying any attention to anything except Fox News, absolutely believe Iran more than they believe our own fucking president. It's sad. Now, in all of the time that we've known Trump, you know, as president, before president, whatever, in between being president when he wasn't president, has he ever said anything that would hint on accepting defeat or admitting that he did something wrong?
No fucking way. That's the crazy part about it, is this guy is just like, so he feels like he is untouchable, infallible, immortal, so beyond the law, the rules, the anything. Everything that he does is what he wants to do. And I don't even know why people are following him. I don't understand. Like, if he was a charismatic guy that had just the gift of gab and the ability to persuade people with just charm and great language, and I could see maybe the wool being pulled over some people. But at what point do you realize you just have a fucking liar in office?
Yeah, and he's just a big fucking bully too. And it's like, hey, we've won the war. Everything's great. We've won. Oh, okay. What actually were the goals of going to war in the first place? We wanted to make sure that they didn't have a nuke. You told us that 2 months ago that you blew that up. We wanted regime change. The guy's son is in power now. We want to open the Strait of Hormuz. It was open before you fucking bombed them. It's unbelievable. It's just the most ridiculous, crazy shit ever.
Well, and you know, it just tarnishes like everything that has ever been built up over the last, you know, since 1900, you know, since we've ever had any kind of diplomatic ties with any foreign countries, ever since the whole, you know, World War I, World War II, having all of these great allies we're fucking blowing it all right now. How do you ever recoup? I just know that whoever becomes the next president has got such a Herculean job ahead of them to try to
Just to get back to square one.
Yeah, just to get back
just to fix the shit that he's
fixing
broken.
the reputation of the fucking, the stupidity of what's going on in office right now.
So CNN earlier today, apparently, or maybe it was yesterday, they ran a story that Iran said, "Hey, we've won. Like, we have the ceasefire and we got what we wanted."
Right.
Trump, when hearing this, said, "I'm going to sue them." Okay. Not only are they lying, I'm going to sue them. And the head of the FCC threatened to take away their broadcast license. Now, let's put this in perspective. Okay.
Oh, sue CNN, not sue Iran.
No, CNN. Exactly.
Okay,
CNN. So again, let's put this in perspective, right? CNN reports a story that the story isn't that it's basically telling the world that Iran said that they won. Now, CNN is not going out there and saying Trump's an asshole, Iran did win. They're just reporting that Iran said they won. And that is just the idea of a slight is so inflammatory to Trump that he wants to take away their license. Yet, hundreds and hundreds of people call him a pedophile, and he doesn't say a fucking word. Do you know why? Because if he tried to take them to court, then he would have discovery and we would find out, hey, he is a fucking pedophile. That's why he doesn't say a word. It's so fucking ridiculous.
Okay. So how much longer? I mean, we've only got
5 minutes. And actually I have,
okay. We got a voicemail.
We have one voicemail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have one voicemail.
I will not interrupt.
I'm guessing from the look of this voicemail.
Yes.
Now you may know who it is because you see.
I do not. I have not. I did not even realize we had a voicemail.
Well, there's a lot of space. I think it's Emily. I'm going to guess that it's Emily because it's not the right sort of visual pattern for Jared.
Okay.
His are usually more flat and intense. This has a lot of dynamics.
I would ask the Magic 8 Ball, but we have no time.
We have no time. Either Emily or it could be Erica. Either Emily or Erica. Let's just run it and no pause in between because we've got to get through it. Here we go.
All right.
Oh,
I'm not hearing it.
I'm not hearing it myself either. What happened here? Hold on.
Carry the one. Too many options.
Did you hit the wrong one here. Sorry, I hit that. Here, let's try that.
Okay.
We got a voicemail from Jared. I said a voicemail from Jared. You know a voicemail from Jared. Nobody else will call. We got a voicemail from Jared. Screw the rest of y'all.
Hey, Doug, X-Ray Jared here. So you guys are talking about the WWF/WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And
Entertainment versus fighting.
You said that changed their name because it was just entertainment. And no, that's not. It was because of the World Wildlife Fund or whatever it's called. They actually sued them and forced them to change the name because they just decided they wanted to be called WWF and they never done any research. This has happened to many, many companies through the years. And so, yeah, it wasn't because it was fake wrestling. Whether it's coordinated or I fucking hate people. Just had somebody pull out in front of me. So anyways, if somebody else has the name, you can't just use it. So yeah, it actually was something they did wrong. Anyways, regardless how you feel about wrestling, I don't watch it. I used to watch it, loved it when I was younger. Anywho, all right. Hey fellas, appreciate you. I was gonna say something else, but I can't remember now because some asshole just pulled out in front of me.
Hate it when that happens. Okay, I was incorrect. It was Jared, and thank you for calling in, Jared, and clarifying because I, of course, did absolutely no research whatsoever into that. It was just some fucking story I'd heard. So thank you for clarifying.
What was the story?
Oh, the WWE versus WWF. I thought they got sued that WWF, World Wrestling Federation or fighting or something, that people were like, no, this isn't real sport. It is entertainment. You have to say that it's entertainment. And they're like, okay, fuck it. We'll call it entertainment.
And when is it? When have we not, or have we ever done any type of fact check before we just spout out any kind of information?
Yeah, please don't hold us to a new bar.
New podcast. I think everybody should listen to in our audience. It's called Pod Save America. I don't know if you've ever listened to any episodes of that, but it's definitely good. It's two people very similar to me and Strick, except they actually know what they're talking about. But they go ahead and rant about everything and anything. And one of the things they do talk a lot about is politics, especially to today. But Pod Save America, it is pretty cool. We are not being promoted or sponsored by Pod Save America, and nobody here at our show works for either.
So what are they all about?
GPT.
I've heard of the show, but I've never actually listened. So tell me more about him.
I don't know. It's a politically motivated show. I mean, now at least it is, because I just started listening to it. But I think sometimes. I don't know, when you listen to Spotify, do you listen to Spotify at all?
I do very often.
So at the tail end of any show, does it just continue on to the next show, or do you?
Often it'll be either the next episode or something else I might have in my queue. I think it does. Sometimes.
Yeah. So everything that I listen to, I'm always caught up. So I have like 8 shows that I listen to, and I'm usually all caught up for the week. And so normally what'll happen is it'll just go on to the next show. So it's one of those. If you like, the Nice Guys on Business, you'll really love Pod Save America.
Oh, nice.
These guys know what they're fucking talking about. So
love that.
It just came up. It's just I think it's one host and a co-host, or maybe it's one host and guests that sit in the guest seat, but I believe it's 2 people that run the show, and they use real language. They're legit. They have guests. They do the whole thing, and it is pretty cool.
Okay. I will have to check it out.
Tune in. Okay, where are you heading?
Vera's got a what the heck is it called? I forgot the name of it. There's like a publication that her school does every year, and it includes like art and poetry and stuff like that. And she's got 2 poems in it, and they're having like a
poetry slam.
Well, this is it's a book. It's actually a printed book that they do but it's like once a year it comes out, and this is a party for to celebrate it.
Hey, look, if the word party is in it, I think it's a good thing to be a part of.
Down.
All right, head over to that. 45 minutes. That's all you get from us this week. Nice Guy community. See you guys next week. Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
Nice Guy community. What do you think of the Nice Guys podcast? Is it A, interesting, informative, intelligent business information that's really helpful? B, a couple of guys who think they're funny, but actually have an inflated perception of their own self-worth? C, same shit, different podcast? Or D, all of the above?